Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
And you're listening to AM Ocala Live on WOCA Ocala. Your host, Adam Mickulin, on this Wednesday. It's warmed up a little bit. To give you a look into some of the weather we're getting into for the remainder of the week on this hump day as we bring you into the latter half of the work week. Now up to 41 here in Ocala. Hoping it gets up into the mid-50s. That's what they're calling for, mid-50s. For today, and into the lows of 40s tonight, 46, and then getting a little bit back to normal with a high of 70 tomorrow with increased cloudiness, and then looks like for a chance of rain come looks like Saturday, chance of rain Saturday maybe. Before we wrap everything up here for this last hour. If you're listening to AM Ocala Live, we appreciate you listening and everything. We just finished up with Career Source, Laura Burns. A lot of good stuff. So much happening in the community here of Ocala. That is one of the testaments right there as to what is on the horizon here in Ocala, in the opportunities that are in Ocala. People with great ideas and bringing them to fruition. You know, that's what's exciting with Career Source, having those opportunities. Go down, talk to them about what you can do to get in on it. Get in on the optimism. Have yourself a job, a career. Career Source. Hey! Yep.
When I spoke to him off mic, and he is still, as you could tell, he is stoked.
He's excited.
Yeah, but he's looking forward.
He's excited.
It's going to be unique.
You know what? You could just tell. So much work that was involved, and I'm sure that he did, and his dad and everything. So much work. Why not get excited? Because this is it now. They're coming to the end of all that hard work.
Again, off mic, you know me. I'm so calm. You know, straight off the bat, I have something to ask you. You know, and I just straight off the shoulder, as they say, years ago. And what it was, I says, you keep moving the date. The opening date was December. It was January. Now it's February. I said, now I hear reasons why, and I gave him the reasons I heard, and it matched what his reasons were, is because people are coming to him with new ideas. And when they say, okay, we had this wall over here, we're gonna move that and do this instead. Yeah. It almost sounds like a Disney kind of thing where they're halfway, boom, we're gonna do it this way. Yeah. So let's say not the proposals, the postponements of them at this time are because the improvements and the things are going to be so outstanding. Yeah, I'm dying to go look at it and see, exactly what he's talking about, and I love the Hall of History. I'm going to call it the Hall of History. The Hall of History.
The Hall of History. That's such a great idea, and I'm sure that was one of the ideas that was brought later that says, hey, let's showcase something more with the community.
So we need a hall.
Come up with this idea.
So they had to redesign to put a hall in, maybe.
Yeah, which is
well, because there's two entrances on both sides.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming that hall is going right down the center, and then you go
down the center.
On different things on either side.
Yeah.
But that hall, it has to go to Hilton Gardens. I think he said Hilton Gardens.
Hilton Garden Inn. Yep,
Hilton
downtown.
Garden Inn. So it's a motel, but it's 2 floors below, underneath there, which brings it up a step or two.
Yeah.
So the two bottoms, it's 6 stories higher, 5 stories high, It's 6 stories high with 5 stories of occupancy and things people use it for.
Exactly.
Utilizing it.
And that's the best part is with all these ideas, with all this going on, they're using Career Source platform for them to say, hey, we're going to have jobs.
We need them.
We need them.
And he's smart
we
now.
We want to work with you to make this happen, to get the word out there.
He's smart now saying, apply now.
Apply now.
Because February's going to...
Yeah.
They're going to have a job during February. That's fine. That's a job fair. That's not like, we need you.
Yeah.
So if they can get in, okay, all right, when we start training, maybe early, who knows?
Because they're going to want to know what's on the horizon for them, as far as even people who are right now, not only they look to be qualified, look who are interested, have that foundation that they were talking about to want to grow and be part of that.
Yeah.
Now they're interested now. And then the career fair for them is almost like bringing it all together, saying, okay, this is.
Well, what did I tell you before?
This time is now.
Ocala is busting out at the seams.
It is.
And there's more, more on the horizon. There's more things happening. Like I said, the Dollar Tree distribution center.
Yeah.
700 people going to be employed there.
Yeah.
Where are those 700 people? Are they going to be 700 people that are already living here and changing jobs and moving over there to a better job from the quote-unquote food industry, the fast food industry? Fast food industry was meant for teenagers to get their feet wet, to figure out how to make change.
That little foundation to get you that,
Yeah. So with that said, then they learn, then they go into the career employment. So that's what the fast food industry is supposed to be. It's supposed to be into a career employment.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. There is some in the fast food industry where they step up the ladder and become managers and what have you.
Right.
But there's only so many manager positions. But in the other industries, that's a career. You could be employed.
Yeah.
Be employed, yeah.
We're going to take a little break.
Cool.
When we come back, you're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
WOCA Quick Minute News. After finishing the first day early this morning, the Senate impeachment trial will resume this afternoon. Yesterday, Democrats, including Orlando Congresswoman Val Demings, made their case that the Senate should convict and remove President Trump for his dealings with Ukraine.
The first article further charges that the president did so with corrupt motives and that his use of power for personal gain harmed the national security of the United States.
Republicans blocked 11 Democratic resolutions dealing primarily with the subpoenas for witnesses and documents. With all eyes on the president's impeachment trial, his party is looking into the future.
The Republican National Committee kicks off its winter meeting this afternoon at Trump National Doral in Miami. Florida's GOP National Committeeman Peter Feynman doesn't expect to hear anything about what he calls the impeachment charade.
We are all about planning for the convention and planning to get as many new voters registered.
He says unlike in 2016 when the party was divided,
everybody has one goal in mind, and that's to re-elect this great president.
President Trump is set to speak at the event tomorrow. Eric Rodriguez, Miami.
Lucky's Market is closing all but one of its Florida stores next month. The only Lucky's that will remain open after February 12th is the West Melbourne location. It was too cold yesterday, so SpaceX is now planning its next rocket launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida, to happen Friday morning. There's an 80% chance of favorable weather. Residents in Miami are being told to watch out for reptiles dropping out of trees. The National Weather Service forecast falling iguanas possible overnight because of cold temperatures. They say that the cold-blooded creatures can become immobile when the temperature falls into the 40s, but not to worry, they're not dead. This is your WOCA Ocala Quick Minute News.
A wind chill advisory in effect for this morning. Morning wind chill values into the mid-20s. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Sunshine will mix with some clouds throughout the day with a high 60 to 63. Becoming cloudy tonight, low 51 to 58. For tomorrow, it will be cloudy throughout the day, high 73 to 76. Overcast in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy later at night with a low 56 to 60. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
Is the internet driving business to your business? Hi, I'm Michael Warren with Brick City Interactive. At Brick City, we've been putting the web to work for businesses since 1998. We want to help you too, whether you're a real estate office, law office, medical office, manufacturer, retailer, a church, even a radio station like WOCA. We love to help businesses grow, and we have the knowledge and experience to make it happen. We offer professional, affordable web design, mobile responsive websites, search engine optimization, social media marketing, web video and promotions, online advertising, and more. Whether it's time for a redesign or whether you want to kickstart your existing website, let us help. Mention WOCA and we'll give you a free, no-obligation search engine optimization report for your website. This free report will give you practical steps to increase your search ranking. It's our gift to you from Brick City Interactive. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
Ah, the joys of flying from a major hub.
Come on, guys, we gotta go.
Wait, honey, but our flight doesn't leave for 5 hours.
I know, but traffic could be bad. Then there's trying to find a parking spot, then the mile walk to check in, and of course security could take a while.
Skip the circus and fly regional. From parking to boarding and everything in between. It's just better.
Gainesville Regional Airport, now boarding with over 343 destinations in one stop. Non-stop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Miami. Fly with us. You'll be glad you did. For more information, visit flygainesville.com.
Listening to AM Ocala Live. Your host, Adam Mikulin. I got Joe here in the studio with me. We were just chit-chatting a little bit. You know what we were chit-chatting about was Ocala on the rise.
Yeah, on the
Bursting
horizon.
at the seams, on the horizon.
Now, there's a slogan, Ocala on the horizon.
Yeah, on the and then rise in. I like that.
See, I come up with these. Someone will steal it and use it, though. It's all right.
We were talking off air a little bit, just to the idea that, you know, somebody asked me later on down the years if I get the big old flying job that I eventually want, so on and so forth. You know, where are you going to move? And I'm like, I gotta be in Ocala here.
Yeah, well, like
for a little longer. There's a lot going on, baby.
Like you said, the equestrian center's coming in.
Equestrian center.
All the motels. What was the other thing?
What they're doing downtown, obviously, which you just talked about with Career Source, but even at the airport with what they've done with the new terminal, fixed-based operation that they have. I'm kind of curious to see what potential that has later on. Maybe not what everybody may suspect with like big, like airline kind of, but like you said, maybe a little puddle jumper, maybe a little cheaper charter, something like it to that extent.
That's it, puddle jumper. Oh, he's looking at something now. Okay.
I'm actually taking just a little peek.
There you go, Tisha. We give Tisha something now here too.
Yeah, nice.
That's for next month. Make sure.
Bada boom.
Bada boom. That's the next Wednesday is the 5th when Career Source is coming in. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Bada boom.
That's what she just told me. So.
Nice.
That was Laura Burns. So.
Yeah.
All these notes, everything going on. That's good.
Yeah. That's good.
That's the whole thing. Yeah. The puddle jumpers. I like I said, grew up in New Haven. And Tweed New Haven Airport was there, and the puddle jumper went from there to LaGuardia, from there to Kennedy. And when I was in the Navy, and I had to go, I was stationed on the West Coast.
You know what, Joe? I never asked you, partner. How long were you in the Navy?
Altogether, 7 years.
7 years.
About 7 years.
Yeah.
2.5 to 3 active. Got to go to Vietnam twice. Yay!
Yeah.
I went in as a normal, my MO, military, it was a cook, but then it was Armed Forces Radio and Television. So I was Navy, Naval Air, and then Naval Seabee. Because I went to the reserves afterwards.
Yeah.
So it was yeah. And I would have stood in for a while, but during that time, the government was in flux, as I'll say. And I used to go to a meeting. They say, "What are you doing here?" I said, "This is my meeting night." Oh, they changed it. And then they changed. We used to have a meeting night once a week.
Yeah.
And then they changed it to once a month. And that was fine. But they neglected to they didn't have emails, to call me and tell me where to go. So I would go, "Oh, you're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be, 45 miles that way." Or I'm going, so then I get there and the CO will look at me and say, Mark told, how come because they didn't tell me I was supposed to be here today or where I was supposed to be, and it would go on like that month after month, and it was just totally frustrating. I said, why would I want to re-up and get frustrated some more? So
so then that's what it is.
I said no. Because, the reserves got changed. Now they're in sync, but back then it was a monthly thing, and then once a year, you had to go away for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So and being employed, newlywed and all that is like, That was a hard. How could you work a job, want your vacation time from the job, but then you got to have 2 weeks also for government.
Yeah.
And by law, I think the employee cannot penalize you for that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, well, why don't you? No, I'm going to, so.
Yeah. And speaking with that, that's a nice little segue into a little bit of tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, Veterans News.
Yes.
We'll be having that 9:05 to 9:30.
Yeah, that's going to be filled, packed already.
Yeah, which I'm looking forward to again.
Mm-hmm. This is
very
different, though.
That. Yeah.
Last week was the Veterans clinic came in.
Right.
With all the nurses and what have you, and they came in and talked. This week it's hosted by myself and I put my other hat on, Vets Helping Vets USA. We host Veterans News, so we have Gary comes in here with it.
Okay.
And we talk about everything veterans.
Yeah. How often does the clinic come? They come in once a month?
Once a month.
Yeah.
And that way the show is an hour. That's why the show is an hour. The other, normally it's a half hour.
It's a half hour. Yeah, because with the clinic, so much to talk about, like you guys were last week and everything.
Yes.
It's good that it runs for that hour.
Yeah.
And, then after that, so 9:05 to 9:30, Veterans News, which our listeners can look forward to tuning in for that.
Take notes and what have you.
Absolutely. And then from 9:35 to 9:45, we'll have, Bob Wines, Camellia Gardens.
Right, for that 10 minutes.
Lori Williams, yep.
Who? Laura Williams, right? Oh, take it easy. You're going to die over there again.
Lori Williams, yep, spokesperson and manager of Bob Wines.
I'm not scraping you off the floor. I'm sorry. No, I'm going to just let you cough away like crazy over there. He's poor Kai, I tell you what. He's got that cough that just won't quit. You ever had one of those that just won't quit? Anyway, Laura Williams from Bob Wines, he'll come in. He'll talk to her, and he expects me to go over there after and work. I don't think so. I'm just going to spray the area down and walk away. I'll tell you what.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Covering it for a second. I want to walk off camera for that one. I was like,
yeah, you had to do everything. So we're up to 9:45.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then at 10 to the hour of 10, so at 9:50, we'll have a Dr. Adam Rubenstein, board-certified and award-winning plastic surgeon, chief of plastic surgery and the vice chief of the Department of Surgery for Jackson North Medical Center in Miami,
Florida. He's been on with us many times.
Great guy. Robin's always spoke so highly of him and everything. We'll be having him on for a 10-minute little interview there. Mm-hmm. And then this is interesting.
Oh, he's very serious. Yeah.
10:20, 10:30, last 10 minutes there for tomorrow. The topic will be,
Ooh, what the hell's ooh?
Meatless wings from Hooters.
Meatless wings they're doing now?
There'll be an interview there with...
Believe it or not,
Hooters.
I guess it was last month and a month before, the gentleman that did that made the meatless wings was on Shark Tank.
Oh, is that right?
So that means that was 6 months ago or whatever when they filmed it. And he came in, here's my chicken wings and blah, blah, blah. And they're all eating them. Wow, these taste good and everything. And he looks at them and says, they're good, huh? Yeah, wow, well, they taste like this, they taste like that. And this one's got a different sauce. And they're all they're crunchy and everything. He says, do you like eating your vegetables? And they looked at, what do you mean? They're all vegetables. There's no meat in any of them.
Incredible.
So.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow.
Yeah, I like to, as they say, dig into that because what is it actually made out of?
Right.
And then, of course, they probably have it patent pending or patent whatever to say how do they make it taste like chicken.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. So I don't know, but
I like their wings nonetheless. So and anything's worth a try.
Where?
Hooters.
You like the wings.
The wings.
And I read the article in Playboy.
Yeah, you read the articles too. Huh? Yeah.
Well, it's easy on the eyes to eat there.
That's right.
Yeah. When you look at the food.
That's good one.
That's right. Yeah. I tell you what, I can talk about that, and I can't. You're a sexist. No, I'm not. They opened the place up. Don't blame me for going there. No, hey, So.
But we're approaching.
I got you.
Approaching the bottom of the hour. And we're wrapping up pretty much. So when we come back after the bottom of the break, we'll be
chit-chatting.
chit-chat in a little bit. We'll be wrapping it up.
I've got something for from the top of the world on here.
Yeah.
And to talk about a little bit after that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, we'll tie off this wonderful Wednesday as we get you towards the latter half of the work week.
Prep for the weekend.
For the latter half of the week.
It's going to rain Saturday and Sunday?
There's a chance. Yeah, but nothing to worry about. We got blue skies now, which is...
Yeah, but I'm not out there on my motorcycle now,
Yeah.
So. Would I be out there now? I don't think so. It's too cold.
It's still a little chilly, isn't it?
I don't know. Let's see. We got 10 seconds. Let's see what the temperature is out there.
Throw it in there.
Let's see. We've got a temperature of 39 degrees.
You got 39. I got 42.
I've been on the bike at 39 degrees, and it's a little chilly.
You're listening to WOCA Ocal.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says he personally would like to see a longer impeachment trial in the Senate with witnesses like former National Security Advisor John Bolton, but he says there are national security concerns about that. Also,
I don't know if we left on the best of the terms. I would say probably not, and so you don't like people testifying when they didn't leave on good terms.
The president, before leaving the World Economic Forum in Switzerland, Senate Republicans voted against adding witnesses to the president's trial for now. Minnesota Democrat Amy Klobuchar.
If the president believes that somehow this information is going to exonerate him, what is he afraid of?
The Democrats' opening statements start this afternoon, up to 24 hours over 3 days, followed by President Trump's legal team's arguments, written questions, and then maybe votes on allowing witnesses and documents. America is listening to Fox News.
Deborah's home was stolen. No, I don't mean thieves stole stuff. I mean scammers literally stole her home. The FBI calls title theft one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes. And this story is why you need Home Title Lock. Deborah says criminals found the title to our home online and filed fraudulent documents claiming they owned our home. Wait, it gets worse. Deborah goes on to say, I was evicted from my own home and $85,000 in equity gone. Nobody believes you can get your home stolen this easily. This is why you need Home Title Lock, because no insurance or bank protects your home from title theft. First things first, go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if your home's title has been tampered with. You need to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. Go to HometitleLock.com now for 60 risk-free days of protection. Again, that's HometitleLock.com. HometitleLock.com.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
WOCA Quick Minute News. After finishing the first day early this morning, the Senate impeachment trial will resume this afternoon. Yesterday, Democrats, including Orlando Congresswoman Val Demings, made their case that the Senate should convict and remove President Trump for his dealings with Ukraine.
The first article further charges that the president did so with corrupt motives and that his use of power for personal gain harmed the national security of the United States.
Republicans blocked 11 Democratic resolutions dealing primarily with the subpoenas for witnesses and documents. With all eyes on the president's impeachment trial, his party is looking into the future.
The Republican National Committee kicks off its winter meeting this afternoon at Trump National Doral in Miami. Florida's GOP National Committeeman Peter Feynman doesn't expect to hear anything about what he calls the impeachment charade.
We are all about planning for the convention and planning to get as many new voters registered.
He says, unlike in 2016 when the party was divided,
everybody has one goal and one goal in mind, and that's to re-elect this great president.
President Trump is set to speak at the event tomorrow. Eric Rodriguez, Miami.
Lucky's Market is closing all but one of its Florida stores next month. The only Lucky's that will remain open after February 12th is the West Melbourne location. It was too cold yesterday, so SpaceX is now planning its next rocket launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida, to happen Friday morning. There's an 80% chance of favorable weather. Residents in Miami are being told to watch out for reptiles dropping out of trees. The National Weather Service forecast falling iguanas possible overnight because of cold temperatures. They say that the cold-blooded creatures can become immobile when the temperature falls into the 40s, but not to worry, they're not dead. This is your WOCA Ocala Quick Minute News.
A wind chill advisory in effect for this morning. Morning wind chill values into the mid-20s. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Sunshine will mix with some clouds throughout the day with a high 60 to 63. Becoming cloudy tonight, low 51 to 58. For tomorrow, it will be cloudy throughout the day, high 73 to 76. Overcast in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy later at night with a low 56 to 60. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Is the internet driving business to your business? Hi, I'm Michael Warren with Brick City Interactive. At Brick City, we've been putting the web to work for businesses since 1998. We want to help you too, whether you're a real estate office, law office, medical office, manufacturer, retailer, a church, even a radio station like WOCA. We love to help businesses grow, and we have the knowledge and experience to make it happen. We offer professional, affordable web design, mobile responsive websites, search engine optimization, social media marketing, web video and promotions, online advertising, and more. Whether it's time for a redesign or whether you want to kickstart your existing website, let us help. Mention WOCA and we'll give you a free, no-obligation search engine optimization report for your website. This free report will give you practical steps to increase your search ranking. It's our gift to you from Brick City Interactive. Call us today at 352-351-1131 or visit us online at brickcity.com.
Ah, the joys of flying from a major hub.
Come on, guys, we gotta go.
Wait, honey, but our flight doesn't leave for 5 hours.
I know, but traffic could be bad. Then there's trying to find a parking spot, then the mile walk to check in, and of course security could take a while.
Skip the circus and fly regional. From parking to boarding and everything in between, it's just better.
Gainesville Regional Airport, now boarding with over 343 destinations in one stop. Non-stop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Miami. Fly with us. You'll be glad you did. For more information, visit flygainesville.com.
You're listening to AM Ocala Live. Your host, Dan Mikula. I got Joe with me.
Fly Navy. I
Fly
like
Navy.
That. Fly Navy.
Fly Navie.
The reason I said that, someone gave me one of those things on the internet. It's Navy gear. Any kind of Navy gear I want. Another thing, buy from me, Navy gear. I get hats, whatever I want.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got enough Navy gear. I can't fit in it, so if I get Navy gear, then I'd be new stuff. Okay.
You're listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. We got just under a half hour left, Joe, on this Wednesday.
A little tidbit to tell you, a little bit. This came in a couple of days ago, but we didn't get to it. So a state-of-the-art, competitive-grade water center with water center is coming to Ocala where they swim and everything.
Aquatic center?
Aquatic center, that's the word I was looking for, aquatic center.
We'll have an equine and an aquatic.
Aquatic center, yes. Ken Colin, the CEO of On Top of the World, made the announcement during a meeting of the Ocala Marion Chamber and Economic Partners on January 15th. According to Colin, the new center will be the largest facility of its kind locally, topping 80,000 square feet with an indoor 50-meter pool. This is
neat.
Quote unquote, this is without a doubt the largest scale equestrian? Oh, no. The water thing. What do you say? What's that word again?
Aquatic.
I can't get the word out of my brain. Aquatic. Well, I get it out of my brain. It won't come to my mouth. Aquatic center that Marion County has ever seen. So, Colin emphasized that with the unique undertaking, the company is paying special attention to the nuisances make the best competitive grade swimming pools. Nuisances. So, he is Ken Colin, the CEO of On Top of the World.
Yeah.
He talks about the new competitive grade center coming to the community We're taking the design very seriously. We want to build a facility that's a great competitive facility, said Colin. We're paying a lot of attention to the returns and the minimum turbulence in the pool. We're paying attention to the hydraulics as we build this pool.
Oh, wow.
Wow. The 50-meter pool will be located on the top of the world. We'll have the potential to play host to the largest tournaments around the state and country. In addition to the main pool, the facility will offer a 25-yard warm-up pool and a smaller play pool for children. Colin believes the total offering will ultimately translate to dollars being spent in the county. We anticipate significant tax revenue and benefits to Marion County. Swim meets pack people in, a lot of heads in beds, a lot of meals in restaurants, said Colin.
See, that goes right into everything about Ocala bursting.
There you go.
Bursting at the seams, buddy.
When they come in, they have to put their heads in beds.
Heads in beds.
Heads in beds.
Holiday Inn Garden, Holiday Inn and Suites.
Now I don't know what they call it, a bed tax for Marion County or whatever. It's a tax. Just goes to Marion County just for staying here.
Yeah.
So you're paying a tax. It's like buying a piece of toast. You're just going to pay for it because you want to put your head in bed.
Piece of toast.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
I couldn't think of a bologna sandwich or something. Oh, I had to say that, didn't I? I'm hungry again.
That's pretty interesting though, because an aquatic center.
Yeah.
That's again like something that's kind of a neat idea that you think like maybe a decade ago somebody's like, hey, it'd be kind of neat if Ocala had an aquatic center, and then I'm sure back then it was like, why? But now it's like, hey, what do you think of an aquatic center? Let's have it one of the biggest that they've ever seen. Let's make it huge. Huge.
Huge. You like saying that. Yeah?
Huge.
For those looking in the camera on YouTube, if he's got it running, he uses his fingers.
If I got it running. It's running. But that's what we were talking about with what's going on at the square, what's going on at the equestrian center, what's going on at the airport. It's like Ocala on the rise.
When they redid
equestrian center, aquatic center.
Aquatic center. When they redid the center of the center square where the gazebo is, what are they doing? Why are they doing all that? And then you finally dig into what they were doing, and basically basically everything was underground, where they ran wires. So when they have an act, they call them snakes. They're big wires that connect the band and the music to the control board, which is usually 25, 30, or 40 feet away, and the guy's sitting there. And they usually see them because they're under one of those little 10 by 10 canopies.
Yeah.
Well, now everything's underground. You open the little lid and you just plug in.
Oh, that's
already at the other end. Plug in and there's
that's
you
cool.
Get underneath the gazebo now and whatever's under there, whatever. But it's you say, wow, because when they first said, there's nothing wrong with it. Why are they ripping it up?
Right.
But they didn't know. They didn't ask why. All I got was, they're ripping it up. They're making a mess of them. There's nothing wrong with the pavers. They're putting new pavers on. Wasting our money. Well, no, they weren't wasting their money.
They're improving.
They're improving, and of course, safety.
Yeah.
Less tripability.
And imagine too, because we know in the summertime how quickly the weather can change. In the hindsight of the thunderstorms and all that, how much better that all that stuff's wondering. If you need to get out of there real quick because the storm's approaching, unplug, done. That's even safer.
Yeah, less thing to strip on or roll up and put away and what have you.
Yeah.
It does look neat when they use it, utilize it. Yes.
Yeah.
Citrus Springs woman accused of biting mental health worker who tried to take her phone. I come up with these. A patient at the centers was arrested last week after she allegedly bit an employee who was trying to take away her cell phone. Ms. Martin, 29, of Citrus Springs, was charged with a felony battery as well as probation violation after the outburst at the Mental Health and Addiction Center located at The victim told the Marion County Sheriff's Department that Martin refused to give back the phone after getting phone numbers out of it. The victim said staff had determined that Martin had the phone too long and it needed to be taken away from her, according to her sheriff's office report. Yeah, that didn't. The victim said when she tried to retrieve the phone, Martin became violent and bit her on her arm. Bit her on her left wrist. She said Martin let go of her wrist and tried to strike and kick another staff member. The victim said as she was trying to escort Martin to a confinement room, Martin bit her a second time on her right hand between the thumb and index finger, the report said. The victim said she was able to retrieve the phone and get Martin into the confinement room. She said when Martin bit her, she removed a large amount of skin between the thumb and index finger, causing the area to bleed. No kidding. The victim went to Abbott Health, where a doctor told her the removed skin couldn't be reattached, and she would have a permanent scar, according to the report. The deputy observed the victim's right hand was severely bitten, with a portion of the skin removed from the area between the thumb and index finger. The deputy observed another bite mark on the victim's left wrist. Both injuries were photographed, the report said. And I will not go on because it goes on and on and on. But she's being held without bond and awaiting a February 18th appearance.
Without bond, yeah.
Without bond, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
But Martin told the deputy that she bit the victim because she broke her finger. She then said she didn't want to speak any further about the incident. Bang.
That's a heck of an incident, too.
Why would they want to take a phone from...
I don't know.
All these kids, you take a phone from, they're going to go ballistic.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Mine. No. Mine. Oh. Ooh. Ah. Did you ever see a kid put his phone down? Neither have I.
We're going to take a little break. WOCA, Ocala.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
WOCA Quick Minute News. After finishing the first day early this morning, the Senate impeachment trial will resume this afternoon. Yesterday, Democrats, including Orlando Congresswoman Val Demings, made their case that the Senate should convict and remove President Trump for his dealings with Ukraine.
The first article further charges that the president did so with corrupt motives and that his use of power for personal gain harmed the national security of the United States.
Republicans blocked 11 Democratic resolutions dealing primarily with the subpoenas for witnesses and documents. With all eyes on the president's impeachment trial, his party is looking into the future.
The Republican National Committee kicks off its winter meeting this afternoon at Trump National Doral in Miami. Florida's GOP National Committeeman Peter Feynman doesn't expect to hear anything about what he calls the impeachment charade.
We are all about planning for the convention and planning to get as many new voters registered.
He says, unlike in 2016 when the party was divided,
everybody has one goal and one goal in mind, and that's to re-elect this great president.
President Trump is set to speak at the event tomorrow. Eric Rodriguez, Miami.
Lucky's Market is closing all but one of its Florida stores next month. The only Lucky's that will remain open after February 12th is the West Melbourne location. It was too cold yesterday, so SpaceX is now planning its next rocket launch from Cape Canaveral, Florida, to happen Friday morning. There's an 80% chance of favorable weather. Residents in Miami are being told to watch out for reptiles dropping out of trees. The National Weather Service forecast falling iguanas possible overnight because of cold temperatures. They say that the cold-blooded creatures can become immobile when the temperature falls into the 40s, but not to worry, they're not dead. This is your WOCA Ocala Quick Minute News.
A wind chill advisory in effect for this morning. Morning wind chill values into the mid-20s. Wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Sunshine will mix with some clouds throughout the day with a high 60 to 63. Becoming cloudy tonight, low 51 to 58. For tomorrow, it will be cloudy throughout the day, high 73 to 76. Overcast in the evening, then becoming partly cloudy later at night with a low 56 to 60. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
Ah, the joys of flying from a major hub.
Come on, guys, we gotta go.
Wait, honey, but our flight doesn't leave for 5 hours.
I know, but traffic could be bad. Then there's trying to find a parking spot, then the mile walk to check in, and of course security could take a while.
Skip the circus and fly regional. From parking to boarding and everything in between, it's just better.
Gainesville Regional Airport, now boarding with over 343 destinations in one stop. Non-stop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Miami. Fly with us. You'll be glad you did. For more information, visit flygainesville.com.
You're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA Ocala. I'm your host, Adam Mikulin. We just got a few minutes left in the show.
Sitting in here right now.
And Joe's sitting in here. I was going to get to you, buddy. I know. We want to thank everybody who's listening today as we wrap up our show with the last 10 minutes here. And as I'm carrying in, this was my third day. Yeah, let's just bump it back. That's why it's called Bumper.
Bumper back, okay.
Bumper it back.
That doesn't sound good.
Bumper it back.
Hey, that'd be a good name, or Bumper Back.
Bumper back.
Yeah, for a song. Bumper Back.
Bumper back.
Never mind.
We're wrapping up the last 10 minutes here on this fine Wednesday. It's warmed up just a little bit.
It has.
It has. Just real quick at the temp.
Oh, you're going to beat me on it again?
I got you. 42 degrees it shows here in Ocala at the moment. Sun is shining. Birds are chirping. The wind's starting to blow.
Now, at 42, I would go on my motorcycle.
42?
Yeah. But I've been on my motorcycle 39 and below by accident, quote unquote. I was living up in the mountains, and I was going down to the shoreline of North Carolina towards Wilmington. There's a town called Washington, North Carolina, believe it or not. And that's where I was headed towards. Left 39 degrees in the mountains. Well, anytime you go down the mountain, it gets warmer.
Oh, yeah.
By 10 degrees.
No.
No, it got worse.
Is that right?
It got worse. But once I was there, I was in the zone, I'm going to go. It got so bad, I had waterproof gloves that it finally went through the waterproof gloves. I had to stop at Walmart and get new gloves. And it was like, are you serious? I had to go in. But then we got to our destination. The next day was much better, but that day was cold, wet, cold, and then at night it got mist, and it was like it was for a grand opening of something we were going to go through. I was a member of GWRRA, Gold Wingers Road Riders Association, Gold Wing Road Riders Association, GWRRA. 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 Gold Wing Road Riders Association. And you can't see outside. Nice helicopter going by, nice and slow. So I don't know. At the airport, they have a lot of helicopters there or not?
There's actually a few that fly in every now and then. We get the medical helicopter from the hospital. They come in once in a while.
Is it a girl that flies it?
No, not that I've heard. Not that I've heard on the radio and stuff.
Okay.
And then every once in a while, you'll get. When you said helicopters, overall, the sheriff's helicopters are always there, and they always fly.
They only had one.
And they've got a few. I don't know if this is exactly theirs, but I think they do some training with some of those guys for that department out here in Ocala.
Last I heard, they had one, and they had a twin to it, but they just used the twin was for parts for the other one.
Yeah. There's one that was flying, so there's Air One, and then there's another one.
Okay.
But they fly a lot.
Unfortunately.
They fly at night, I think, a lot too.
Really?
Yeah, they come over the apartment real low and loud at night.
Really?
Real late, too.
Do they have the light on?
I don't know.
The spotlight from the...
Spotlight. Yeah. They got all kinds of gear on that thing. It's pretty neat.
I've seen it.
It's really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's
really
outstanding.
Cool stuff.
The police department here has a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been privy to see some behind-the-scenes stuff, and it was like, yes, we're protected well. No, I would not want to be a criminal. I want to be a criminal anyway. But if you're a criminal, pick someplace else. Because if they get on your tail, that's it. You're done. I don't care how slick you think you are. I don't know.
Don't care what you call yourself if you change your name.
We'll
figure you out.
Yeah,
like the story we had earlier when we did News Bits.
That's it. Yeah, they don't. I'm sorry. Now with the DNA thing in house and then they could tell what if it's blood or if it's ketchup and so forth. Before they had to send all that stuff out. Now they do that. Everything's in house. They do it all in house here.
In house, yeah.
In Marion County. So it's like, don't. Don't mess. Oh, that's you. Okay. Don't mess with the best and heck with the rest, kind of thing.
Don't mess with the best and the heck to the rest.
Yeah, I cleaned that up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's they're there, and they have so many different divisions. And if you can go into the facility, I was lucky because I went in as a media.
Okay.
And they gave me like a 2.5-hour tour one time.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, and I was totally impressed.
Yeah.
Totally impressed with them, both city and county, and it's unbelievable what they can do, and what they do. What they do with the hat, with their with their equipment and their training. Yeah, you don't want to mess with them. I'm glad I'm on the side of the law.
Well, as we wrap up the show here a little bit, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Just going to give them just a little bit for heads up for tomorrow.
Sure.
Got a little bit more on the docket.
8:05
to 8:30, we'll be talking to Galen again. Of course, our show starts at 7:05, and I'm gonna bring a little something tomorrow. Talk about for that first hour, and then
a teaser.
Yeah, and then after that, 8:05, 8:30, we have Galen, Life South, and then we're going to do some more news bits. We'll have a little bit more tomorrow. I'm going to bring in a little bit more.
Okay.
And then we were talking earlier, 9:05 to 9:30, our half hour for Thursdays, Veterans News, Veterans Helping Vets, and we'll have them. And from 9:30 to 9:45, Laura Williams, spokesperson manager for Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens.
9:35 to 9:45, yeah.
Yep. And after that, Dr. Adam Rubenstein, medical doctor, board certified and award-winning plastic surgeon, will have on the air for those 10 minutes before the top of the 10 o'clock hour.
Oh, yeah, he does. I've seen some of his work.
Good stuff.
I went on his website and checked it out there. It's amazing.
And we were mentioning too. Then this time tomorrow we would have finished what was left for the day tomorrow, which was talking about the topic of Hooters meatless wings.
And they're coming on at what time?
10:20. 10:20 tomorrow.
to 10:30. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Meatless wings.
Meatless wings. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, see, they're shooting for the what'd you call it? A vegetarian.
Yeah.
However, meatless wings they're put with eggs and then batter, and eggs is it comes out of chicken.
Comes out of chicken.
That's meat.
Yeah. We have a caller. Good morning.
You do?
Yeah. Good morning. You're on the air.
Hi. I wanted to ask you a question before too late about the helicopter thing you were talking about.
Yeah.
You understood what she said?
Yeah, she's a little garbled. Something about the helicopter thing. You had a question?
Anyway, do you remember a couple of years ago when somebody lost a cobra snake?
When was that?
You still here?
I'm still here.
We can just about
we
hear
can
you.
Just barely hear you, girl.
Are your windows open or something? You outside?
Yeah, I hear a lot of wind, if that's anything.
Yeah. Close your windows.
Let me take it. Okay. How's this?
Yeah.
There you go. You gotta close your windows.
Is that better?
That's a little better. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyhow, the point is, a couple of years ago, somebody lost a snake, a cobra, and the whole town was in a panic. And what I was wondering is that anybody who knows anything about aviation knows that a helicopter is the least efficient when it's hovering. They had a helicopter out there hovering for hours, looking with heat-seeking equipment for a cold-blooded 2-foot animal. And I'm wondering, how did they justify that in their budget?
That's a good question. Okay,
that's a good one.
We'll get to it. Thank you for the call.
Thank you very much. We have a good one.
All right. How did they figure that into the budget for a Cobra, for the helicopter hovering for 2.5 hours or whatever?
Yeah, that's interesting.
How much is a life worth? That would be the answer I would give. The correct answer you would have to get from a councilman. Yeah. Or the people that ordered it up there for the 2.5 hours. But me, if it was my child or something out there and a Cobra was in the vicinity of my child or relative, it doesn't matter, child, adult, how much is that life worth? $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, priceless? Yeah, life is worth priceless. Would I pay $1 more? There's 350,000 people in Marion County. If they came to me and says, we need $1, please, because we want to save this person's life and find this cobra and kill it. Here's the $1. Here's the $1 right now. Boom.
Boom.
So, So in that respect, that's my feelings.
Yeah.
Now, to get the politically correct answer, I would definitely give a shout out to one of the councilors, city councilor or county commissioners. Adam, I'm shooting it all to you. It's all yours.
Well, wrapping up Wednesday, hump day. Carry you guys into the latter half of the week. Give you a little rundown of what was for tomorrow. We appreciate you guys listening. If you still are, day 3 for me. we had a little bit today, little potpourri, little news bits. We had Career Source. We talked a lot. We also talked about Ocala and how it's growing, and how I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to being more of a part of the community with you guys, like I am, having the microphone to talk this stuff to the community like we did today with Career Source and what's on the horizon. That was almost like the topic of the day. It was like horizons. But we appreciate it, guys. And as we come to the top of the 11 o'clock hour, I will bid you a fond farewell until tomorrow, which is Thursday. I appreciate it, guys. Oh, you guys have a good rest of the day.
Foster. House Democrats assigned to President Trump's impeachment trial start making their case today in the Senate. The trial's rules were approved after more than 12 hours of debate, with Republicans putting off any votes to subpoena new witnesses and documents. California Democrat Adam Schiff says about doing arguments first.
You think they're going to have an epiphany a few days from now and say, okay, we're ready for witnesses?
President Trump says he'd like to see more witnesses, if not for national security concerns. He also says he'd like to attend the Senate trial.
I'd love to go. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be beautiful? I don't know. I'd sort of love sit right in the front row and stare at their corrupt faces. I'd love to do it.
He's on his way home from Switzerland now. Congressman Tulsi Gabbard is suing Hillary Clinton for defamation. Clinton last year referred to a Democratic Party presidential candidate as a Russian asset. She was widely believed to be talking about Gabbard. The suit is for $50 million in damages. America's listening to Fox News.
Deborah's home was stolen. No, I don't mean thieves stole stuff. I mean scammers literally stole her home. The FBI calls title theft one of the fastest growing white-collar crimes. And this story is why you need Home Title Lock. Deborah says criminals found the title to our home online and filed fraudulent documents claiming they owned our home. Wait, it gets worse. Deborah goes on to say, I was evicted from my own home and $85,000 in equity gone. Nobody believes you can get your home stolen this easily. This is why you need Home Title Lock, because no insurance or bank protects your home from title theft. First things first, go to HometitleLock.com and register your address to see if your home's title has been tampered with. You need to protect the legal title to your home so you don't end up like Deborah. Go to HometitleLock.com now for 60 risk-free days of protection. Again, that's HometitleLock.com. HometitleLock.com.
The sex crimes trial in Lower Manhattan will see opening statements today, and the first witnesses are expected to testify among a handful who prosecutors are expected to call upon to take the stand. Some of the Weinstein accusers, including actress Rosanna Arquette, have been taking part in demonstrations outside the courthouse against the disgrace.
I stand in solidarity with the brave survivors who will take the stand against Harvey Weinstein in this trial.
A West Virginia lawmaker is inviting the National Rifle Association to move its headquarters that are currently in Virginia to the neighboring mountain state. In a letter to the NRA's headquarters in Fairfax, Virginia, Republican State Senator Randy Smith cited the push for much stricter gun laws in Virginia, including one to limit handgun purchases to one a month. Smith contrasted it with West Virginia's relatively gun-friendly laws. And this is USA Radio News.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your